If this backup camera does what it says it will do, it might be one of the most unique and versatile backup cameras out there. Today we're gonna test it and find out. Hey everyone, Ross from RV Tips and Travel. So there's a ton of different backup camera options out there, and if that's not confusing enough, the price points are all over the place. I think essentially we all want the same thing. We want a backup camera that works, something that we can see clearly behind the RV, and some of us will use a backup camera as a rear view mirror. So today we're reviewing a very unique backup camera system by auto-vox called the Solar 4. First things first, this is a non-sponsored review. We were not paid to review this product. I personally chose this product because the design will help me solve a few problems that I have, and I know that a couple other RVers may have. We'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, let's get started. Okay, so first we're gonna install the screen. It comes with a 7-inch screen. It's very light, which is nice. It's got this sun shroud on top, and it comes with an antenna that you'll just want to screw on. Now it operates on 12 volts and it comes with one of these adapters, but if you don't have one of these adapters in your tow vehicle, you can always wire this directly to a 12 volt source. So we're going to be installing 2 cameras on this system, and that is the max that you can connect to the screen at one point in time. Charge these cameras up the night before you do your installation. Yes, I said charge these up because these have a battery built into the cameras. Again, we'll talk about these batteries later, but for now, let's just make sure we have communication between both cameras and the monitor. You have your different channel selections up here. So this is channel 1, camera 1. And if you switch it, hit that button, it'll switch over to the second camera. And if you hit it again, you'll be able to view both cameras at the same time. You can set your display to go to sleep after 120 seconds, 240 seconds, or never. And then you can turn your guidelines on, and you can select to have them on for one camera, both cameras, or no cameras. This MU control will allow you to view either normal or mirror mode, or up or down mode. So you can mount these cameras however you want. So it's a really nice, easy to use screen. Okay, we know that both cameras are communicating with the monitor, so let's go ahead and get the monitor mounted. So it's a very simple mount. It's double-sided tape, and you can screw it into your dash if you want to. And this just connects with this screw plug on the back, and it's got a ball joint in here, so you can pivot the screen however you want. Now I've already done it, but you want to make sure that you clean your dash with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Put this right in the center here. There we go. Okay, the monitor is mounted. Let's go ahead and move over to the cameras. So the base package comes with this mounting plate, which will allow you to mount the camera on a vertical surface like the back wall of your RV. They also provide this roof mount so you can mount the camera on a horizontal surface. There's also another mount, which we'll talk about in a couple minutes when we do the installation of the second camera. Because they're wireless, auto-vox touts this system as being so simple to install, you can do it in 10 minutes or less. So the question a lot of you probably have at this point in time is, how do you charge the camera? One charging option you have is this solar panel that comes with the kit. Now, this is what I'm going to use to charge the camera on the back of my RV. Now, I already had a camera system installed on my RV. I bought it a few years ago on Amazon, but it never really worked well. My trailer is only 27 feet and the wireless antenna was not strong enough to send the signal up to the cab of the truck. So I installed a hardwired antenna, which didn't really help all that much either. And this was kind of a problem for me because I wanted to use the camera on the back of the RV as a rear view mirror while we were driving. Another issue I noticed was when I got close to other Wi-Fi signals, like for example, the signal from my home router in my driveway. And I was noticing signal loss at higher speeds on the interstate too. Because it's a digital signal versus an analog signal, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth signals will not interfere with your video signal. They also claim a strong signal up to 74 miles per hour. This signal will work up to 50 feet without the need for an additional wired antenna extension. Now, unfortunately, these cameras will not fit inside the Furion shroud that comes factory on a lot of RVs today. So you have a couple options. You can mount this camera somewhere else and leave that shroud on the back wall. You can mount the camera on the roof. I'm gonna pull everything down, cover up those holes, and put this camera where that shroud used to be. Now, you don't have to do this, but I wanna show you how I did it, just in case you wanna have a very clean installation. Okay, so all I did was use some rubber gasket material and some black ABS plastic to create a cover for the existing holes on the back wall. I just installed my camera mount to that ABS plastic. Then you'll just take your camera, slide it down in the mount, and you'll use this supplied set screw to lock everything into place. Next is the solar panel. It just plugs into the bottom of the camera. Again, make sure that the area you're installing the solar panel gets a quick cleaning with some rubbing alcohol, and you can mount this on the roof of the RV using the 3M tape it comes with. And one of the last things I'm going to do is just use some Eternabond tape and stick it over the solar panel wire just to hold it down in place. Now, if you don't like having this wire exposed and you want to get a little creative, something you can do is mount the solar panel right on top of the camera and then tuck the wire underneath the solar panel. Okay, the first camera installation is done. It's a very quick installation without having to run any power wires, and I would confirm that you can install this system in 10 minutes. Now on to the second camera. My tow vehicle does not have a backup camera installed from the factory, so I picked up this magnetic mount, and I'll just stick this on my tailgate when it's time to hitch up. Pull this camera off when I'm not using it, stick it inside my truck, and I could charge it from inside my truck when I'm not using it as well. All right, the moment of truth, let's go ahead and test it out. Okay, so right now we're sitting in my driveway where there is a pretty strong Wi-Fi signal from the router inside my house. Right now we have the screen set up to view both cameras. Let's go back over to channel 1. That's the camera on the back of my trailer. And channel 2 is the camera on my tailgate. The picture's clear. So far, everything is working great. The real test is going to be on the road. I had a clear, consistent image using the camera on the back of the tailgate at all speeds, as well as the camera on the back of the RV while backing into my site. So if that's what you're going to use this system for, everything works great. On the highway at 65 miles an hour, clear, consistent signal, image quality is great. This product works great if you want to use it as a rear view mirror camera. So everything works as advertised. I'm really impressed. Plus you're not paying that higher price tag that you have to with other systems, more well-known systems that are out there on the market. It's ridiculously simple to install. It's done everything that I've wanted it to. So for my application, I give this system a 10 out of 10. So at this point, I'd like to give you some specs because like me, you may be skeptical using a battery-powered backup camera system. And more specifically, the questions may be how long are these batteries going to last and how often do I need to charge them? There's 3 power modes with these cameras: on, off, and standby. This is really a nice feature because you don't have to access the cameras to turn the power off. You just power up the monitor, the cameras will turn on, and when you're not using the cameras, power down your monitor and the cameras will turn off. Battery life will depend on 2 things. Number 1, which mode the battery is in, and if you're connected to the solar panel. Without the solar panel connected, you can continuously view the camera for about 8 hours. The cameras are also equipped with infrared, and as you can see, they work extremely well at night. But while you're using infrared, the battery life is cut in half. So for example, without the solar panel connected, you'll be able to view a camera continuously in infrared mode for about 4 hours. Now with the solar panel connected, your battery life will about double, so you can continuously view your camera for about 15 hours. Battery life, however, will not double in infrared mode while using the solar panel, because if your camera is in infrared mode, you're probably in an area with no sunlight, so the solar panel is not going to help you. So if you remember earlier, I showed you that you can set the screen to turn off after 120 seconds or 240 seconds, which is 2 minutes or 4 minutes. So if you're using the camera without the solar panel connected, 2 to 4 minutes per day, just as a backup camera, the battery will last you about 3 months. With the solar panel connected, using the camera on a limited time basis, the manufacturer says the battery will last 12 months. But as I'm thinking about this, nobody's backing up into a site every single day. And sometimes you're not even using it that often because not every site is a back-end site. Plus, you're probably not using your backup camera to leave a site. So if you do have to eventually charge the cameras, they come with a micro USB cable. They're as easy to remove as they were to install, and it will take about 6.5 hours to give them a full charge. The solar panel will eventually fully charge the battery in the camera. How long that charge is going to take will depend on how much you deplete the battery and how much sunlight the solar panel gets. Something to keep in mind, all the specs that we talked about today are based on the solar panel getting 2 hours of sunlight per day. So you guys who are familiar with this channel, you know that I don't pull any punches. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the negative aspects of this camera system. If wiring the camera to your onboard 12-volt power system is a deal breaker, this is not the system for you. I will, however, put a link down in the video description to the auto-vox system that you can wire directly to a 12-volt source. Okay, let me stop and make a quick correction. You can hardwire this camera directly to power, but you're going to have to eventually use a micro USB cable to jump the power down to 4 volts. If you want a camera system with more than 2 cameras, for example, there's systems out there with cameras on the side marker lights, this is not the system for you. You can put max 2 cameras on this system. If you want to record your video footage, this is not the system for you. The Solar 4 has no capability to record. Backup camera systems can range anywhere from $100 up to $900 depending on how many cameras you're getting and what name you're paying for. But even with the additional second camera, this system isn't even in the middle of that price range. At the time of recording this video, the system with 1 camera, the monitor, and everything else you need is $299. It's on sale for $249. Plus they have a $50 off coupon on Amazon, so make sure you click that coupon box. I'll put a link down below. An additional camera is normally $149 with a $20 off coupon. There's a lot more information and coupon codes to save you guys money down below in the video description, so check that out after watching the video. If you enjoyed or learned something from this video, please hit that like button. We hope you consider subscribing, and don't forget to click that bell so that you're notified every time we release a new video. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.